ports with 22 terminal operators in Lagos, Calabar, Warri, Port Harcourt and One is an outcome of the concessioning of the seaports in Nigeria. Other sectors have tasted concession and privatization. Some, according to observers, have birthed growth, but others have ongoing issues. Let's discuss the good and not so good of concessioning and privatization in Nigeria. Welcome to Big Story. I'm Thompson. The face of the Nigerian port since its concession in 2006. Many agree that this gateway for international trade for the country is more effective than it was before it was concessioned. For instance, reports say that the Ports Authority generated about $140 million in 2005, which was before the concessioning. This rose to over $450 million from Lagos ports alone in 2014. Also, turnaround time in 2005 at the Lagos Port Complex and Tinkan Port was on the average about 10.0, while vessel waiting time was 3.0. By 2014, the times had moved to 4.0 and 1.3 respectively. There's also the average berth occupancy rate, which used to stand at about 75% in 2006, but jumped to over 83% in 2014. Diversification and specialization by terminal operators have also led to introduction of modern equipment and better services to investors. In spite of the seeming success of the concessioning and running of the ports, the best performance is yet to be achieved. There are issues which disrupt the optimum running of the ports.
We have about 24 or 25 terminals that have been concessioned to various companies, various operators. And there are responsibilities they're supposed to shoulder as concessionaires. At the same time, the federal government should also shoulder some of the responsibilities in accordance with the agreement. Based on the submissions made to the committee by the concessionaires, there is a serious problem. The federal government failed to live to its obligations since the signing of the concession agreement 2006. First of all, when you talk of the terminals, the federal government is supposed to give the drainage so that bigger ships can come into the terminals. The government didn't do that. Ensuring infrastructure like roads, railway connectivity from the terminals to outside or within the terminal itself for easy movement and shipment of the cargoes. The government hasn't done that. Also security, power supply, water supply. These are the responsibilities that the government should have make sure they're in place within a stipulated time period. And they haven't done that. So the government needs to give a proper provision, budgetary in the MPA, to ensure this thing has been done in the next couple of months. Otherwise, the country will continue to lose money and will continue to be breaching any agreement. And we don't want Nigeria to be counted because it's not investment-friendly government if the government is not adhering to any agreement or term of the concession or privatization exercise.
The operators in Lagos also have issues with traffic in their Papa area.
And it's quite obvious the cause of the traffic. It's basically, number one, the dilapidating state of our roads. Our roads, the road leading to Apapa Port, even to Tinkan Island Port, has been left unattended to for a very long time. And unfortunately, Apapa and Tinkan Island is the center of activities, particularly, as regards the economy of Nigeria. When the economy of Nigeria is good, it's reflected in the activities in the port. And so you have so much activities around this area. But unfortunately, little has been done about, attending to the roads, fixing the roads leading both to Tinkan Island Port and Apapa Port. And when you consider the volume of activities, the number of trucks that ply these roads, how many roads the axes that we have leading to the ports is only two. You have the one leading to the bridge leading to Apapa, and then you have the Tinkan Island. That's just only two roads, where people can go, move in and out of Apapa ports. But when you consider the volume of activities, you have a lot of tank farms. Within these houses, within these environments, Apapa and Tinkan Island parts, you have about 58 tank farms. You have all the port terminals. In Apapa, we have about 5 terminals. In Tinkan Island, you have much more. So when you see the volume of activities, and then you have a road that's dilapidating, what do you expect? So there's so much congestion. So it's not, you can, as far as I'm concerned, you can't blame anyone until those roads are fixed, are totally filled, because this is the center of activities in Lagos.
Other challenges facing operators include activities of customs and excise duties, duplication of government agencies in the port. However, on the whole, stakeholders count more benefit than loss since the ports have been concessioned. This success is reflected in the telecommunications sector of the country, where privatization led to the contribution of 6.97 trillion naira to Nigeria's GDP in 2013.
Look at telecoms, where you very quickly and smartly opened it to private sector investments. Look at the phenomenal difference. Don't forget, Nigeria's ranking as the largest economy in Africa rode on the back of the telecoms revolution. So if we have that sort of sterling example, why didn't we replicate it in other directions?
Another case study of privatization is in the power sector, the establishment of Power Holding Company of Nigeria, out of which distribution companies and generating companies were created, while the federal government exclusively handles transmission. With the power demand yet to be met, there are questions on the efficiency of the privatization